As far as the questions about James and I, how we met, how long we'd been together, all that, I will do a separate video about all that because it's a lot and it's a long story. It's a very interesting story, but it's a long story, and I'm not going to include that in today's video, but I will do a video as soon as possible and go into all of that and tell you guys all about our story. Guys, so a while back I posted on Instagram and on here in the community tab that I was going to do a Q&A for my 500 videos, and I just haven't gotten to it. Now I'm at like 517 videos, so I thought I'd hop on here, take some time, answer some questions, and get you guys all the answers that you had asked about. Okay, so the first question was, how many animals do we have and what kind? We have a lot of animals. Starting with inside, we have a tomcat, our mama cat, 2 baby kittens. We have, which those are Tigger, Quick, Tripod, and Mickey. That's our cats. And then we have 2 dogs. George, who is an Australian Shepherd, and I can't remember what else he is, but we got him from my brother. But his name's George, as in George Jetson. And then we have Tiger, and she is new. We adopted her from the pound, so not exactly sure why she is, but she's our new dog. And then that's the inside pets. As outside pets, we have Shiloh and Blaze, our horses. We have Fred, our donkey. We have like 10 chickens. Our 2 roosters are Bluto and Popeye. Our hens, we have like Saturday, Sunday. We have Sydney. I can't even think. A lot of our hens have names of Greek gods because CJ named them. So offhand, I can't tell you the names of the rest of the hens. But those are the ones the other kids named. Then we have 2 ducks. Our mama duck had 10 babies, but our neighbor's dog got them. So we just have the 2 ducks again because, yeah. And then we have 34 bunnies, 3 new baby ones, so 34 bunnies. We have, what else? Is that it? Bunnies, chickens, ducks, horses, donkeys, dogs, cats, and Mika has like 60 fish. But yeah, that's it. That's all of our pets. Oh, one of the questions was, which animal is my favorite? Fred and George are my favorites, and Duchess. Our donkey Fred, James's friend James gave him to us. He is 30 years old nearly. He is the sweetest donkey in the world. He was used to give kids rides and things at the fire department James works at when they do like fairs and things, family days. They would let him give kids rides and stuff. So he's broke. The kids ride him. He's really sweet. He also has a sweet tooth, probably because he's been around kids and fairs and things. So he gets really excited when the kids make s'mores and they make him a marshmallow. And then George, our dog, I think he's the sweetest little dog in the world, and he's so smart. And when I say it's time for school, he runs into the table, gets in a chair, and thinks it's time for his schoolwork. When I say time for dinner, he does the same thing. When I say, kids, why don't you go outside and play, he runs with the kids. And when I say, let's go to the store, he cries and runs to the door to go with us. It's just cute. He's the sweetest. And then Duchess, she's one of our rabbits. She's also super sweet and loving. She loves to be picked up, held, loved on. She is like our best mama. Like from the second that she's carrying babies, she starts building her nest, and she takes it down every day and rebuilds it until she has her babies. And she's absolutely the sweetest. Lots of gardening questions, and I love gardening, so let me jump into those real quick. What do we grow? Okay, so we grow corn, we grow watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, zucchini, yellow squash, spaghetti squash. I tried butternut squash, but it didn't work last year or this year, neither time it came up. We grow Brussels sprouts. We grow eggplant. We grow... I'm trying to think if there's any other squashes that we grow. Scallop squash. Green beans, peas, okra, tomatoes. We grow tons of tomatoes. Mild and hot peppers because I like to do salsa. I usually grow onions, but I didn't even grow any this year just because I didn't get them in time, but I may do some in the fall. As far as my favorite vegetable, okay, my favorite food in life is salad. Just great big salads. It's just like something about like the cold crunchy salad and like tomatoes and cucumbers and pickles and just all kinds of stuff in there. I just love a giant salad. But my favorite vegetable that I grow is scallop squash. You can't hardly get it at the stores. It's just, I mean, it's probably my favorite vegetable, I guess. But we love them. We take them and dip them in flour and then in milk and egg and then back into flour with, you know, seasonings in it. And we fry them like sliced thin, and my kids love them. They call them the flower squash, but those are our favorite. That's probably the favorite thing I grow. The kids' favorite thing is probably actually okra. They love pickled okra, and I make tons of pickled okra during the summer because it's like $9 a jar, which is crazy, and okra's cheap. I mean, it's prolific when you grow it, so I make tons of pickled okra. The kids eat probably 2 or 3 jars a week of pickled okra. Our question was, do we grow our own meat? Not at this time. Eventually the plan is to get a cow and a pig and goats and butcher chickens, but we have not gotten that far yet. We do raise and butcher some of our rabbits that are meat rabbits, but most of the rabbits are pennies, babies, but we do have some meat rabbits and we do butcher those. All of the kids except for Maddie know how to butcher a rabbit on their own because my dad's a butcher, my brothers are butchers, my dad's dad was a butcher, my mom's dad was a butcher, I think my mom's grandpa was a butcher, and so like to me it's like a firsthand and normal thing to teach your kids how to provide for themselves, how to butcher their own food, how to cut the food into meat. All of my kids know on every type of animal where, you know, pork chops come from, where ham comes from, where bacon comes from, and how you make things, how you smoke things. They know how to do all of that. But they've only butchered rabbits just because we have not gotten any other animals just yet. Okay, the last question, other than the ones I'm going to save for another video, was have you guys always wanted to live on a farm and do your kids like it? The answer to both is yes. So I grew up on a farm. James did not. Living in town has always been exceptionally hard for me. It never bothered him, except for like if we had loud neighbors, because James doesn't really do well with loud people. But as far as me, it's what's normal for me is to be on a farm. It's always been normal for me to grow food and to butcher animals and provide for your family that way. And so living in town was really hard for me. It was hard for me to have neighbors. It was hard for me to have no space. It was hard for me to have to take my kids to the park just so that they could play because there's nowhere else to go. You can't send your kids to go play in the creek like my mom did. And so, in that sense, yes, I've always wanted to be on a farm. And when we were looking for a place and we were trying really hard to find a new place, and one night we were on the way to James's dad's house, the lady happened to be putting out a for rent sign on the place we're at now, and I fully believe that was all God, because I mean, we were really searching for a place and giving up hope, and we had 2 days until our lease was up because we weren't renewing it or anything. And so we drove by. She was putting out the sign. We stopped, asked her if we could look at it. She said, sure, come tomorrow morning and I'll bring a lease if you want to sign it after you look at it. And so we looked at it. I signed it immediately. We started moving immediately because it was just perfect for us. I mean, the kitchen is so tiny, and that was my only thing that was like, I don't know. was the kitchen, because I need a kitchen. I mean, I've got all these people to feed. You have to have a kitchen. But I make do with it. It works because you have to compromise somewhere. And I'd rather have 100 acres, green grass, trees, freedom for my kids, and a smaller kitchen. And that's my compromise, and I'm okay with that. And I'm so happy we did it, because my kids get to watch deer at night out the back door. They have all the freedom they want. They can go exploring. We pick blackberries, we pick sand plums, and then we preserve them. And we just have all kinds of stuff that we are able to do that we couldn't do before. Yeah, it's always been hugely important to me that my kids have their space and freedom, and that they can learn how to take care of themselves, how to do things for themselves, how to raise their own food. And because of that, obviously town has not always been something that I have dreamed of for my kids and for our future. So we're super happy to have this place and be able to live here and do what we want with it. But yeah, that's all the questions for the Q&A for now. I will do a part 2 that has the questions about James and I, and do like a full video about that. But I don't want to make this super long. So if you guys enjoyed watching this, I hope you might have learned something new about myself or our family from it. And I will be back with part 2 of this video soon. Bye.